Okay, welcome back to part 10, I think. Yeah, part 10. Last time we got to start door 3. We met Jacopo and the white-haired girl once again. Interested to see where that whole thing is going. Yeah, let's continue. Also, this. Still curious. Uh, right, this one. This is something that actually happened to another maid, or is this the white-haired girl talking? She heard a sound in the middle of the night. A sound like dripping water. That is dripping water. Let me actually lower the volume on my end a bit. At first, she thought it was raining, so she looked through the window and... wait, wait, my computer is making a very loud noise. Let me actually do a quick cut here. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I don't know. It probably won't go through, or you guys won't probably hear it through the mic, but I don't know what was going on with the PC. Anyways, at first she thought it was raining, so she looked through the window, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky to cover the stars. Maybe it's a faucet, she thought, so she stepped out of her room and into the corridor. Compared to her room, it was unearthly chilly. Yeah, I don't know why it says question marks there. Because, yeah, I guess it is maybe the maid. I don't know. The maid regretted not bringing something to cover herself with. But that didn't make any sense. Normally, the temperature wasn't that much colder outside her room. The night clothes had always been more than enough for a trip to the lavatory. Wondering what the reason could be, she made her way toward the sound, but then she realized something. There were no faucets in the direction she was going. Rather, she was headed toward a hall. Okay. The mansion where she served had many halls, but this one was off in a far corner of the house, the least used hall of them all. Spooky. It had a high roof, but not a lot of space, so it was difficult to make good use of. It also had a somewhat heavy air to it, a very curious room. It was the kind of place you might assign someone to clean as part of their hazing. Anyway, when the maid realized the sound was coming from that particular hall, she, as you might expect, let out an uncomfortable sigh. But there might be a leak, and having noticed, she couldn't simply ignore it, you know? So, as much as she hesitated, she pushed open the doors to the hall. There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains anywhere to be found, but she could still hear the sound, drip, drip, getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room, looking left, then right, then left again, she searched for the source of the sound, coming to a stop in the center of the hall. Okay. I hope nobody is dead. She stood there still. She stood there still, quiet, and then a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. With a little yelp, she reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily tilted her head backward. Oh boy, gonna be some jump scare. Ooh, And there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling. I see. I feel like this is a ghost story told by one of the maids. Or Jacopo's friend. Gah! Ah, Maria. That's rich. Amazing. Oh my god, you scream like a little girl. Maria, you little... My god, are you men or children? This is my house, and I would rather you didn't talk about it like that. Whose words were those again? Shut your mouth. How do you even know about that? Were you eavesdropping? And another thing, I do not care for the sort of stupid fantastical tales you women loves to pass. You so love to pass around. Because they scare you? You've never been able to handle anything scary, Jacopo. Wow, don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sights. So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe? Acting tough after the fact just makes you look like twice as much of a wuss. Well, I mean, I did make up a good half of it, but the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night. And if it came, and it came from the back hall of this very mansion. Did you know they say it used to be a chapel? Ooh. Again, I have no interest in you women's little ghost stories. Is that so? You sure you're not just scared? You're not just scared. Maria. Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion, and it's had a lot of work done on it. So, we are currently in the mansion, and you said this is yours? What do you mean by that? I thought Jacopo was the old master. Maybe it was yours, but he bought it from you or something, I don't know. Kind of feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from all different time periods. The back hall is one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly there used to be stained glass in it. Like we saw in the mirror scene with the chapel, or like, I don't know, that part. It was a depiction of an archangel, they say here. Just shame. I wonder when it was broken. If it were still there, I bet it would be worth a fortune. I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion? That is the question. Witches and religion, they are, I mean, both are supernatural in a sense, or like fantastical. You've got a point, I guess. Now, how about you do some actual work instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense? I do work, but the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know? Dealing with other women is like walking on glass. Am I to blame for that? What if I said you were? Don't give me that look. They're just not fond of me. Simple as that. Nothing you can do about it. Is that so? Oh yeah. I was talking to the madam, and she was telling me you used to be quite the gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? Hmm. You sure don't act like it, so it's easy to miss. But I guess you're not made entirely out of steel. Just like when you were younger, you're still. Do not, don't speak of, do not speak of that. So you guys knew each other from way back when? The past is not worth remembering. It's unnecessary. So to you, the past exists just to be cast aside? Nah, it's not important. You don't want me to talk about it. If you don't want me to talk about it, I won't talk about it. But your wife... never mind. I'll leave you be. I have to get back to work soon, or I'll be staring down the headmaid's arctic smile. Alright. If the fancy strikes me, if the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by and we can trade more ghost stories. Maria. What? No ghost stories? No, not that. I have not forgotten those days. You two were a thing back then, or... But, no, it's, Oh. I'll be off then. Alright. If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we can trade something other than ghost stories. What did I tell you? I'll consider it. Bye. Okay, curious. Ooh. That's a new angle of him. So yeah, you two have some interesting backstory history together. Also, I like how everything is grayscale, but the flowers are very white. I guess the teapot is too, but you know. God damn it. I can't escape anything. Curious? They have grown to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Ooh, this track once again. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one? Well, hello there. Out for a midnight stroll, are you? Quite the peculiar hobby, madam. I cannot spend as much time as I would like outside during the day, so I end up coming out at night. I apologize if I startled you. You have no idea. Oh no, not at all. There is a chilling, captivating beauty to the sight of your snow white form standing there in the moonlit garden. True. I would hardly. What are you doing out so late? I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it might be the responsibility to ensure they did not break in. It was also the middle of the night when the grocer's servant broke into their safe. News of that spread quite far. I am sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Gamache was imprisoned some time ago. Dear me, cannot seem to get my head out of the past. Yeah, should I know what you're talking about? Did they mention last time Something about being broken into a safe? Or was that something from, like, I don't know, door one? I don't know. Do you intend to give that white rose to someone? Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband. While I expect he has little fondness for such feminine tastes, the scent of flowers has a truly calming effect. He might find it relaxing when he needs a reprieve from his work. Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give you was the same shade of white. Hmm? Oh, he? I feel like he's talking about Mel. But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. There was but a single white rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as he had wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you. Yeah, this is definitely talking about door one. Or Mel. Uh, um, what are you... what exactly are you referring to? Also, yeah, confirming that she definitely does not... I mean, we already kind of like assumed it, but she definitely does not have memories of the past beyond her current life. Oh dear, do you not remember? Then am I to assume you have forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well? He was unable to give that to you either. But that time, because you rejected the gift. I'm not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in this garden. Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, and in their places grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. Many years later, that accessory was dug up by a beast, and curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it. Ooh, a beast? You do not remember him either. The foreign man who, through his interaction with you, almost regained his humanity. I'm sorry. I have no idea what you speak of. The only gift I have ever received from a man is my Phenakis wheel. And furthermore, I have only lived in this mansion for a year. While the garden was not as thriving as it is now, it was certainly not in ruins when I arrived. Because I had been taking care of it, yes. But for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it into anything quite as splendid as it is now. Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. Hmm. I'm happy that she's very open about it, but yeah, I wonder if talking about past things to her will ever amount to anything. Like if we at some point later on will get a some kind of scene where something clicks within the white-haired girl and she starts remembering past things. Hmm. I promise I am not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you, you are different than before. Different, though not in the sense you are a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name blah 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 again? Hmm. I mean, uh, Morgana. No, it's not Morgana. It's one too long, but I feel like this is just a random amount of censored name. But yeah, it could be. What was it? Michelle and Morgana? Maybe something extra Morganas? Hmm. My name is. Yes, but you should already know that. Again? More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for? Oh, pronounced the same as the person of the name as the name of the person you are waiting for. Who are you waiting for then? Us? The current master? Maybe? Probably. Okay. Like we might be her. The master us might be her, but I somehow assumed that the master was a guy. You know? I don't know. Uh, What are you talking about? I've met you many times, and I know of your past, of events that transpired long, long ago. Uh, um, I, uh, I'm telling you the truth. I first came to this mansion just a year ago. You know, something about if we assume you are Morgana the witch, whatever, that you somehow cast a reincarnation spell on yourself and you lose your memories each time, but that way you can keep on living until you meet whoever the person it is you are waiting for, which would curiously mean that the player would not be her, but maybe the white-haired man in the uh, beginning uh, main menu thing. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Or maybe the Archangel Michael, or whatever, whichever angel it was depicted. Okay. Until then, I had never left my country, or even set foot out of my own house. We did not have any servants either. So where, then, are you saying we met? This mansion, of course. But I'm telling the truth. Truth. It was a year ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. Some quiet singing there in the back. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth. If that is what you remember, then I do not doubt you. Hmm. But I also suspect I know you. Why you seem so flustered? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why she seems flustered. Like she is probably hiding something, but I'm not sure if it's related to this whole thing of her reincarnating over and over again, or whatever it is. It might not be reincarnation, or if whatever she is currently hiding is just something related to her current life. You sure seem to know. Do enlighten me. Are there moments when your memories seem hazy? Ah, okay. So it is like she has vague ideas of something more that she should know or should be aware of, or maybe she has some kind of flashbacks to events she should not be aware of. Okay. When it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks, you needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. Yeah, but this line here again makes me feel like we are this girl because we are currently trying to remember in the present. But whatever. One day. Okay, that was a very good lore scene. Mysteries are building and we're getting some answers or hints. Cool, cool. Okay, Jacopo time. What the hell is this? The white rose. Did she leave it here? Did she leave this here? Hmm. A flower. What does she think she's doing? Is she trying to aggravate me? That garden. The damn rose garden is the whole problem. Flowers serve no purpose but to deceive. That garden is a sign of weakness. Okay, I wonder if that's just him being an ass or if that's something related to his past with maybe Maria. I don't know. We do have flowers inside too. It has no place in this house. Approximately a week had passed since then. The white-haired girl was, as usual, spending her time in her room, reading, staying inside the house. Then Maria barged in. Madam, madam! Oh my, you're out of breath. What happened? What happened is we have a big problem. The garden, the rose garden. The garden? All the roses you put so much love and care into growing are being chopped down. We'll lose them all if we don't hurry. I love this track. Upon hearing the news, very easy to jam to this track. Upon hearing the news, the white-haired girl dashed from her room and toward the garden, with Maria following close behind. Oh, Jacopo. When she arrived, she saw a dozen or so sweaty, rugged men at work, Jacopo shouting orders. The men clearly had no concept of how much a single flower was worth, no concern whatsoever for their beauty. Or they mercilessly, thoughtlessly hacked away at the shrubs like they were naught but weeds. Each flower they tore from the earth extinguished another of the many lives the white-haired girl had put so much time and effort into tending for. Also, I don't know why this idea just came to my mind, but since we are focusing a bit on the roses, does the white-haired girl's life or memories, are they like directly related to the roses? Maybe not specifically the roses, but just the mansion overall, probably. So like tearing about part of the mansion area out might affect things interestingly going forward. I guess we'll see. Jacopo, what are you? Oh, hello, Maria. I didn't expect you would come with her. I didn't expect you would come with her. Why would you do? Why? Why? It goes without saying. This house has no need of a garden. Damn flowers have no place here. Might as well do something worthwhile with the soil. A miniature railroad would be a better use of the space, and certainly a great deal easier on the ice. I could even get my hands on some genuine wheels. The same wheels being used on the revolutionary transcontinental railroad. And or 20 years down the line, they'll be worth a fortune. Jacopo, you know how much this garden meant to me, don't you? He has a very pretty face. Did it honestly have no place here? Flowers have a calming effect on people. They give you peace. They are not by any means worthless. So you're saying that white rose was your passive aggressive way of telling me to calm down? Not at all. I simply thought you... At the end of the day, you're just using them for your own purposes, to trick and deceive. To you, this rose garden was nothing but... Jacopo! You've gone too far. This isn't right. Gone too far. This is my mansion. What I do with my property is my business. With that rose arch out of the picture, we'll have a much better view. There won't be anything blocking the sun any longer. Ooh. Weren't you supposed to be sensitive to sunlight? Yeah, that's a dick move. Spend too much time out here and you're liable to fall ill. Get back inside now. You too, Maria. The poor thing, although she did not say a word, was surely thinking, are you truly that determined to rob me of my sanctuary? The words twirled around in her head, unable to make the final journey to her lips. She stood there, looking down at her own feet as her husband marched off, and listened to the screams of roses being reaped. Oof. After being torn down by Jacopo, their garden reverted to a state of ruined desolation. A shame, after all the work that went into restoring it to the beauty it had under the flaxen-haired family. And as Jacopo had said, in its place went scraps of metal, train wheels, prototype models, carbon rods. These items may have had value for him, but I certainly do not think it was worth robbing his wife of a place that made her feel comfortable, just so he could store them there. Besides, I was rather fond of the rose garden myself. The roses seemed to evoke a sense of nostalgia in me. Okay. I felt as though somewhere far beyond the edge of my memories, I had seen another garden of roses. Modest though it may have been. Okay. Curious? The lore about the black-haired maid. But I cannot remember when it was. Does that come as a surprise to you? Yeah, this is the first time you've talked about anything outside the mansion, so yeah. I am quite sure there are periods of the mansion's history of which I am not aware. Yeah. But in any case, Jacopo had caused many people great pain in order to repurpose that garden for himself. And he continued to walk all over his wife. Whenever she tried to do something kind for him, he would brush her off, saying, "That's not your place." He paid no mind whatsoever to the looks of dejection, a dejection that rose to her face each time he rejected her. I was beginning to wonder if anything she had said about the man he had been a year earlier was actually true. And if it was true, Could a person really go through such a drastic change of heart in such a short time? Yeah, that is a good question. I feel like we're missing some crucial info. Either something happened to Jacopo between the year back when Whitehead Girl first arrived and now, or he was lying from the get-go for some purpose, or the mansion has just slowly affected his psyche. Those are my main three ideas, but I'm open to any all ideas. What do you think, Master? Sorry, I was one line too fast in relaying my thoughts. But yeah, those three things I just mentioned. No, I have spoken enough about me already. No, please do. I am very curious about you. I seem to be talking a lot about myself this time. Yeah, you're not too fond of this current master, so, you know, time to focus your energy somewhere else. But that is hardly appropriate behavior for a maid. Now, let us return to our tale. Okay. That evening, the white-haired girl sat in her room staring sorrowfully at her Benakis wheel. A small mirror before her, she tried spinning the paper disc. But it was just not the same as before. Her husband was not there at her side, and even more critically, there was not a smile on her face. And then she heard a faint knock on her door. Who is it? It's me, madame. It's me. May I come in? Oh, Maria. Of course, come in. What are you doing here at this time of night? Was just wondering how you were doing. Should I have left you alone? Oh, it's no trouble at all. I am always glad to have you. You're making me blush, madam. I got the feeling you were a little down in the dumps. So I'm not here because I need to be. I just kinda ended up here, I guess. Maria. Sorry, I'm not making any sense. I can be a bit of a busybody, you know? Trouble with boundaries, I guess. Never been able to fix that. No, I don't consider you intrusive at all. I cannot count how many times your bright smile and cheerful energy have shone a light on me when things were dark. If I didn't have you, I would have given up already. You seem to see right through me. Even now, you are exactly right. I am feeling a little dispirited. That garden was an even bigger life raft than I thought. Perhaps I am being overly dramatic, but the roses were almost like children to me. I get it, I do. You put your heart and soul into tending that garden. It was obvious how much you loved them. Of course it's gonna hurt watching a bunch of men stomp all over your flowers when you cared for them like your own children. Now, I know I said this once already, but you don't need to force yourself to put up with him, really. You don't have to bend to his will just because you're a woman. You can survive without him. Anytime you want to walk away, that's your choice. I mean, I'd sure be lonely if you left, madam. But your happiness is more important than any of that. So, you know. Thank you, Maria. I truly do appreciate it. But I would still like to wait for the day I can see his warm smile once more. If you say so. Well, in that case, I guess I'll just have to be there to back you up. It'll be alright. You can leave everything to this holy virgin. I'll have a stupid grin on my face no matter how down you're feeling. You really are the reincarnation of the mother of God, aren't you? Oh, you. I told you it's just a joke. Watch that actually be the case. She's gonna become a giga important character and appear in many more doors after this. Whatever. So, hey, madam, how about the dance? A dance? This time of night? Yep, and since it's so late, no loud music. All you get is a little whistling courtesy of me. But this room is too small for... We'll use the great hall. Wouldn't that put us in everyone else's way? You would probably complain about the noise too. No need to worry. Jacopo's out inspecting some factory or something today. After that, he's got a meeting, so he'll be staying the night elsewhere. The rest of the maids are in their rooms chatting away. No one will notice. Where I come from, we dance all the time. We take, eat, drink, and be merry to heart. No food or drink for us, but we absolutely can dance. Dancing is a great way to forget all your cares. I am not much of a dancer. No big deal, nobody's watching. Come on, put on a little fancy perfume and let's have some fun. I don't have any perfume though. Didn't think so. You've got all the right ingredients, madam, but you don't try to make anything special out of them. You've got so much potential, but not even a decent sized wardrobe. At the very least, you should wear some perfume. Which is why, ta-da, I brought some with me. The maids are in love with this stuff. It's a big hit with women all over the country. The base is vanilla, and it's got several other fragrances mixed in. Give it a try, it smells divine. But Maria, Come on, what's the harm? Just a little splash on your wrist, like so. What do you think? Ah, you were right. It smells wonderful. Doesn't it? So, you like it? Yes, very much so. Excellent. Now off we go to the Great Hall. Are we really going to dance? You bet your butt we are. It's not healthy to hole up in your room all day. I know you can't handle a lot of sunlight, but you still gotta have some fun and move your body. Come on, let's go. Maria. Cute, wholesome interaction. Some levity to her. Quite miserable life. Though she looked outwardly uncertain as Maria led her forward, and around her wrist, the white-haired girl seemed to be enjoying herself on the inside. Yeah. Having spent her life without a single friend, she never dreamed the day would come when she would find herself being dragged through the empty halls of a dark mansion by another woman. Maria's presence seemed to shine a light upon the quiet corridor. It would have been a very lonely trek without her. Maria spun around, gave an impish smirk, and raised her pointer finger to her lips with a soft shh. The sight of it caused the white-haired girl to chuckle quietly. Cute. Very cute. The two of them, on their way to their secret private ball, were like two adolescent girls. In short order, they arrived at the Great Hall. My heart was pounding all the way here. What's the point? What's there to be nervous about? It's not like you're breaking any rules. Only kids get in trouble for staying up late. Once you're grown up, once you've grown up, you're responsible for yourself. I will say, though, that it seems rather odd for two women to dance together. No, I ship it. I ship it very hard. Oh, if you're having a good time, what does it matter what's between your legs? Okay. I mean, it's not the most out there line, but it still made me kinda chuckle. Where I come from, there are dances with where families lock arms in a big ring and go round in circles. So who says two girls can't have some fun together? I imagine you had many good moments with your family. Well, I don't have a family anymore. What? Alright, so I'll show how it's done. Watch carefully, cause you're up next. Okay. With a wide grin on her face, Maria began whistling softly and prancing across the floor with an energetic rhythm. It was not the kind of complicated dance you'd see at fancy parties. The motions were simple, flowing, unembellished. A folk dance, I suppose you might call it. She seemed to be improvising a little bit as well. But in any event, the white-haired girl was captivated. Despite it being a sequence of steps anyone could replicate, Rhea breathed life into the dance. She was neither as lithe as an acrobat, nor as light on her feet as a professional dancer. She was her own, lively, beautiful self. Rhea twirled in place, the skirt of her maid uniform billowing gently up around her. With a smile, she extended her hand toward the white-haired girl. She hesitated for a moment, but as if being pulled forward by some invisible force, she took Maria's hand. Cute. Hand in hand, Maria ushered the white-haired girl into her dance. It was just the two of them, but you could almost see the crowd forming around them. The other people stepping up to join in. That's it, madam. You're doing great. Doing great. Now lift up your leg. Good. And spin like so. This is not easy, Maria. I am having trouble following along. You can do it. Looking good so far. You're a natural, madam. Oh, Maria. I won't fall for your flattery. I mean it. The whispers of the two girls, their muffled laughs, step up, step, step, the rustling of fabric, many different sounds layered atop one another, creating a little bubble of happiness in the center of the hall. The white-haired girl's movements were a great deal clumsier than Maria's, but Maria would never disparage her for that. On the contrary, she showered her with praise. As flustered as the white-haired girl appeared, I imagined she was quite pleased. Before long, the tightness in her face muscles loosened, a smile spread across her lips, and she began to brighten up. Okay, I really want a CG of that. Please, game. See, what did I tell you? Fun, huh? Yes, I am quite surprised. Both that I can dance and that I can enjoy doing it so much. Glad to hear it. They exchanged looks and both laughed. That might have been the first time I had ever seen the white-haired girl so delighted. Yeah, me too. This is very cute, very wholesome, and very, I guess, rewarding, because she's just mostly been sad and quiet and melancholy Yeah, very, very fun. Not very nice to see a scene like this to get some much needed contrast. However, because of her infirmity, she quickly found herself out of breath, her porcelain skin flushed red. Maria immediately stopped for a break. She could surely have continued dancing for some time yet, but Maria was conscientious of the white-haired girl's physical condition. She looked over at Maria regretfully. My apologies. If only I had more stamina. I am hardly a suitable partner for you, Maria. Sure you are. This is all to cheer you up, madam. So long as you're having fun, nothing else matters. And heck, I'm enjoying myself plenty too. What do you think? Wouldn't it be nice to do this again sometime? Whenever you're feeling down, let's dance. If you really do enjoy dancing with a frail girl like me, then I would be glad to have a little more confidence in yourself, madam. You're so pretty and kind-hearted. Have loads of fun when I'm with you. And you don't need to be so hard on yourself. Got it? Thank you. The pleasure is mine. It is an absolute honor to have the rare opportunity to see such a bright smile on your face, madam. Yeah, I mean, she's kind of smiling, but it's still the sad smile. My apologies for keeping you out so late. I should get back to my room. Oh, I didn't even realize what time it was. I'm more than up for a little more gum flapping. You have improved my mood more than adequately. I would not want you to be tired for work tomorrow. Aww, okay. Well then, let's get out of here. Yes, let's. Smiles on both of their faces, they made to exit the Great Hall. However, before they reached the door, it swung open. Oh no, Jacopo, please don't shit on their mood. Please. A man's towering shadow cast the two women into darkness, his cold, bitter glare fixed on them. If I'd had even the faintest premonition this might happen, I would have done anything in my power to stop the two cheery girls on their way to the hall. But I am eternally powerless. Oh boy, here comes a good old-fashioned berating of your wife. I don't know. It's not gonna be pretty. What are you doing? Standing before them in the doorway was the master of the house, Jacopo. I thought you would not be back until tomorrow. How would you know that? Now forget that. Does my staying the night elsewhere have any effect on you? You were just waiting for this opportunity, weren't you? No, what would I possibly want you out of the house for? I'm sure you know better than anyone else. Better than anyone. What? What is that smell? Perfume? When did you get perfume? And I have to say, you seem to be having quite the time. Look at you. You're out of breath, red as a beet. I made the right decision coming back. Where the hell have you been? Where the hell were you going? No, I wasn't going. Jacopo, calm down, seriously. You shot it. Now you're taking this tramp's side. have told you before, you are not to leave this house without first consulting me. Or do you mean to tell me you've forgotten? God, your ears aren't just for show, alright? They're better than that. They'll even throw out the parts you don't want to hear. No, I swear, I wasn't not doing anything you... Silence. I have no interest in your excuses. You're always watching from the shadows, observing, trying not to step on anyone's toes. And in the back of your mind, you're mocking me. No, Listen up, listen good. You just try stepping out of line again. You just try disgracing me again. You will not get away with it. For the love of God, get back to your room now. You too, Maria. Alright. God, what is this sickeningly sweet smell? How utterly infuriating. It'll take forever to get this off me. I always thought you had at least some sense of taste. Why? Poor white-haired girl. Why did he have to disparage her so? What did she do wrong? What did she do to deserve that? She did nothing whatsoever wrong. She deserved none of the ridicule he showered her with. However, she was not a strong-willed woman. She did not have the courage to retort to the man yelling at her. And neither did Maria, it seemed. Yeah, she has Jacopo has Maria under his belt for some reason. Under his control for some reason. Unfortunately. Without another word, they both scrambled out of the great hall, away from Jacopo. The white-haired girl was a painfully miserable sight to behold. The cheer had drained from her spirit, and the rosy hue from her now pale cheeks. She was hunched forward slightly, looking like a small, scared animal. Say, I'm sorry, this is all my fault. If I hadn't asked you to dance, and me bringing the perfume only made things worse. No, you need not feel bad about anything, Maria. Everything you did was with my best interests at heart. So, don't worry. I will be fine. Madam, I'll clear everything up. I really am to blame, after all. He wouldn't even give you the time of day if you tried. He's a stubborn little shit when he's mad. I'll talk to him. He's more likely to listen to me. I'll make sure he knows he was jumping to conclusions, that I'm the one who dragged you out there to dance. And also that I forced you to wear the perfume. I'll clear everything up, okay? So please, you cheer up. It would be best if I could tell him myself. But yes, you are right. He would likely not listen to me. He rarely ever listens to me. I should be ashamed. I cannot even hold a simple conversation with my own husband. These things happen, you know. It's not easy being married, in a lot of ways. Yes, you are right. I apologize for having you do something so unpleasant, but I would appreciate that. Oh, no problem. I'm happy to. No need to apologize. I've got this. I'll dunk his head in cold water until he's not blowing steam from his ears anymore. I'll calm him down, promise. And you never know, maybe he'll be open to listening. You could be back to the way you were a year ago in no time. Don't you worry, I'll take care of it, madam. I have a terrible feeling that Maria is gonna try to go talk sense to him, and he's either gonna, well, at the very least, he's gonna shout at Maria and Jacopo. One step worse would be that he starts beating her, and then one step even further would be that there's some sexual abuse later on. I don't know. You never know. Let's hope for the best, I guess. Be positive. You look so much better with a smile on your face. All right. Thank you. I doubted Jacopo would listen, even coming from Maria. And I imagined the white-haired girl felt much the same way. However, she grabbed onto that sliver of hope. She let herself dream. She let herself believe, even just faintly, that everything would go well. Oh no. Such is human nature. When uncertainty has you in its clutches, you grasp at whatever hope you can find to keep yourself afloat. That night, she did not sleep. She was afraid that even in her dreams, Jacopo would be shouting at her. She felt as though her memories of a year prior were beginning to crumble away. Yeah. Also, there's the extra layer that she seems to be maybe having like uncertain memories like of previous lives, so that might make her doubt even her current memories even more. Like, did Jacopo giving her a present ever actually even happen? Was Jacopo ever nice? Was that just a fake memory or something? Oh boy. Yeah, I think I think I'll end this part here. It's a bit shorter, but I'm gonna do an extra part tomorrow. So, you know, that should hopefully mend things a little. So yeah, this was a wholesome but also horrifying part. So much hope and then so much hope crushed. I want to like Jacopo. I really do. He has a very nice design, but like, I have no idea where the game is going with him. The game needs to pull some hell of a backstory on him, even more than the thing about his family that we already learned from a year ago. Oh boy, poor white-haired girl continues to be having the shittiest luck of all time. Yeah. We'll see next time, or tomorrow, yeah. Okay, Patreon, 2-week early access. Cool, see ya, bye.
Ah.